Hi there, this is General Alexa from ProSite Tutorials, and in this video I'm going to show to you how you can quickly build a professional looking website using a platform called WordPress. This is one of the most powerful platforms out there because it allows you to build a website without having any kind of coding knowledge at all. And you can build your website for whatever you want. You can build it for a business, for a photography company, for a blog, anything that you want. You can do it with WordPress, because it has thousands and thousands of designs for websites which allow you to do anything that you want. This is just an idea of what you can do with WordPress. This is a design that I chose inside of WordPress. It allowed me to quickly build this website, and just with a few basic changes it already looks quite impressive, as you may see. And you will be able to build this website using this backend over here. So you can easily build this website throughout the several options which I'm going to later on explain throughout this video. You can add posts, you can change the design of your website through the appearance option. You have several designs over here already installed, and this platform is so powerful that it's even used by the most notable companies out there, such as CNN, Forbes, McLean, Sony, eBay. So many companies use this platform because it's extremely powerful. So in this video, I'm going to show to you how you can make a website. So let's get started. So now I'm going to talk about the 3 steps that you need to take so you can have a website on the internet. The first step is you need to choose a domain name. A domain name is basically a name for your website. It can be, for example, prositutorials.org, youtube.com, google.com. Of course, I'm not telling you for you to use those domain names. It's just an example. And this is something that you need to choose for your website. I recommend for you to get something that allows your visitors to have easily get an idea of the content that you have inside of your website. Or it can be a brand name like Amazon.com. It really doesn't have any kind of exact meaning, but through a lot of years of them being online and through a lot of promotion, people immediately attribute Amazon to a biggest online store that is out there. So this is something that you need to choose. The other thing is you need to choose a web host provider. This is the company that for a small monthly fee, they save all of the information inside of your website. This includes the images, videos, written content, anything that you have inside of your website gets stored in this company's computers, and at the same time they put your website on the internet so other people are able to easily find it. When it comes to having a website, you really don't have any other way around this. You need to have a web host provider. I like to use Hostgator for this. I like to use their service because they have a decent pricing depending on the package that you choose, and this is something that I'm going more in detail later on. You can start using their service just for $3.95 each month or $5.95 each month depending on the package that you choose. So it's pretty cheap. It's basically just a cup of coffee in Starbucks. So that's what you pay on a monthly basis, so you can have your website on the internet. And I like to use Hostgator. I've been using them for several years now, about 3 years I think, and they have a good customer service and also a good overall service. The other thing that you need to have, and the last thing, is you need to have a platform that allows you to build a website. In this case, we are going to use WordPress because it's a free platform and it's also one of the most powerful platforms out there, especially because it has plugins that allows you to transform your website in whatever you want. This includes into a e-commerce website if you want to do that, and also something that I'm going to talk more in detail later on in this video. So I use WordPress to build my websites. I like to use WordPress because it's very easy. You don't need to have any kind of coding knowledge, and it's the platform that I'm going to use in this video. Now, the first step and the second step are pretty much attached together, because if you get Hostgator, you will immediately get a free domain name, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, let's see how you can actually get a Hostgator account. Okay, so now I'm in their website, hostgator.com. You can click on the link on the description from this video, so you can immediately jump to their website and get a Hostgator account. Anyway, this is their front page. You can read this page if you want. Below you can see that you have some extra information. You can see that you have a 24/7 support during all over the year. You can always get customer support if you need. Also, you have a 45-day money back guarantee, a 99.9% uptime. That means that your website will be basically always connected to the internet, and really it will be down. And that's something that is really important, because you want your visitors to go to your website and not see it down. Because I mean, if your visitors see your website down, probably they will just quit going to your website, and that's something that you certainly don't want to happen. So now you just need to click on this button that says get started now, so you can get an account with them. Once you go to this page, you can see that you have 3 different plannings that you can choose from. You have the business plan, which comes with some extra features. I mean, if you are starting out, you really don't need the business plan. The ones that I recommend for you to choose between is the hatching plan and the baby plan. You have this two different options that you can choose from. Now, the difference between the hatching plan and the baby plan is, first, the hatching plan, you can see that the pricing is a bit cheaper, starting at $3.95 per month. But the difference from this one to the baby plan, which is $5.95 per month, is that the hatching plan, you can only have one website. So if I have the idea of later on building another website for you to probably promote other products and services, then you need to upgrade this plan to another one, for example to the baby plan, so you can do that. Now, if you immediately get and you have the idea that you want to have multiple websites on the internet, then I recommend for you to immediately get the baby plan, because with the baby plan you can see that you can have unlimited domain names or unlimited websites on the internet using this planning. So I'm just going to sign up here with this planning. Now you need to choose the domain name that you want. This can be whatever you want for your website. It can be anything really. It's really up to you. Let's say something like this. And you can see that you have different extensions for your website. You have .com, .online, .site, .store. Now, if you want to get a website, I recommend for you to get a .com. The reason you want to get a .com is, I mean, if you have intentions of promoting products inside of your website or products, then .com means that it's more specific for commercial websites. But also, it's easier for your visitors to remember, because .com is something that is more usually seen on the internet. So people have an easier time remembering your domain name if you are using the .com extension. The other extension that you may want to get is a .org. Commonly, this was used for non-profit organizations. It's not so much nowadays, but I guess you get the idea. So yeah, between .com or .org, but if you can get the .com, just go with the .com. It's always the best choice over here. So now the other thing that you want to choose is the package you already did, but the billing cycle. You need to choose if you want to start immediately with 36 months, but you can see that the more time that you choose to use the Hostgator, the bigger will be the discount that you will get. You can see for 12 months you will get a 25% discount off, 24 months and also 36 months you can see that you can get the biggest discount. I recommend that you get immediately the 36 months, because you get a huge discount of 40%, and that's a lot when it comes to discount. Then you want to choose the username. This is the name that you will use later on, so you can log into the cPanel of Hostgator, which later on I'm going to show more in detail. So over here you just put your username. You want to select over here a PIN for your account, Then you want to enter your billing information. You can either choose to get your Hostgator account with the credit card or with PayPal. So you have two different choices here. And then below you have some extra features that you may want to add. Now, the only feature that I recommend for you to use here is the first one, protect your site from hackers. This is quite important because it immediately notifies if your website has been hacked or someone injected some malicious code into your website. So this first extra actually helps you protect your website against that. Now, this feature over here that is selected, it's not something that you exactly need to use, because if you're using WordPress, you can actually install a plugin that allows you to make the backup, so you really don't need this option. So I just recommend this first one here. And now you want this coupon, because this is the coupon that allows you to have the huge 40% discount. And basically that is all that you need to do. You can read the terms of service and all of these pages and just press over here the checkbox and check out now. And then you will receive an email with your username and password, and you need to use this information so you can log into your cPanel. So once you log into your account, this is the cPanel. And here you will find plenty of options for you to be able to manage your websites. I know that this might seem a bit confusing at first, seeing all of these different options, but commonly you just need to use 2 or 3 of these options for you to manage your websites. The first thing I always do for my new websites is just create a specific email address for that website, because this is the email address that I use for me to, for example, to receive questions from my visitors related to the content that I have in my website or videos, or also where I receive any kind of information related to my website. It can be from my Facebook fan page and so on. So for me to create an email account, I go to this section called Mail, and I click on Email Accounts. Actually, I'm going to open this in a new tab. I go to this other page, and over here in this listing I select my website, which is prositutorials.club. This is the website that I use just for this tutorials, and also a name for my website. So in this case it's Jordan at prositutorials.club. Now you want to add a password. This can be a password that you want to add your own one, or you can generate a password. I like to click on this option because it gives me a decent password that I can use. Of course, you want to write this down so you can later on remember it more easily. But I just copy this and paste it here. And then in the bottom, mailbox quota, I just leave this unlimited. I don't like to have this spacing for my email box. And I just create an account. And you can see that now I have a new email address for my website where I will receive anything specific to my website. And you can see that now I have the email address over here below. I just click over here on More, and I press Access Webmail so I can go to my inbox. In this page you have 3 different options. Basically the only difference is the interface that you will have for your inbox. I just like to choose the one in the middle, the round cube. It's not a big deal over here. And you can see that now I have an email address for my website, Jordan at prositutorials.club. So this is the email address, or the email address that I'm going to use for my website. Now the other thing that you want to do is just install WordPress on your domain name, because at the moment you don't have any kind of platform that allows you to build your website. So you go once again to your cPanel, you scroll down, and of course your cPanel may look a bit different because the options may be placed in a different position over here. As you can see, you can pretty much move things around quite easily. But you go under Software and Services, and you click on Quick Install. Just click on this option. I'm going to open once again on a different tab. Okay, so now you go to the marketplace, this is from Mojo Marketplace, and you click on this option that says install WordPress. You go to this page, you can see that you have over here different packages. Don't worry, because you don't need to actually pay anything for you to be able to use WordPress on your website. You just press on install WordPress. You go here, you select in this listing your website. In this case, mine is prositutorials.club. Over here, you just leave it blank, don't put anything. Here you put the, in this case, the email, administration email, just the one that I created just a few seconds ago. So it's jordan@prositutorials.club. So you want to use the one that you created for your website. The title for your website, this is something that you can later on change it if you don't want this title. So don't worry much about that. Administrator username, this is the username that you need to use so you can log into your backend of your website. So I'm just going to leave Jordan. First name, last name, Alexo. And now you just press install once you have all of this spacings filled up. So you just press install WordPress, and this will just take a few seconds for you to install WordPress. Okay, so now you can see that I have WordPress installed on my website, and now I need to log into the backend of my website so I'm able to start building it. For me to do that, I need to go to view credentials so I can get the username I already know, but I need the password and also the URL for me to be able to go to the login area. Also, once you install WordPress, you will receive an email address to your inbox, which should look something like this one. Install complete. You can also click on it, and you can see that below I have the necessary information for me to log in. So whenever you want to log into your website, you need to go to this URL over here, which in my case is prositutorials.club. So that is my domain name. Then I have this small dash, or whatever you call this, wp-admin. So this is how you can go to the login area. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on this URL. This is the login page. I already have the username, and I just need to grab the password, copy it, and just paste it over here in this section. You can press remember me so the next time it's easier for you to log in. And now you just press login. Okay, so this is the back end of your website. This is where you are able to basically build your whole website. You can, for example, change the design that you have. You can add articles, you can add new plugins, and plugins is one of the most powerful things when it comes to WordPress because it allows you to quickly for example, you can quickly transform your website into an e-commerce website where you can promote products and so on with the plugins. Plugins are small applications that are written or programmed by other people and that you can add to your website to perform all types of actions inside of your website. And when it comes to plugins, it's very diversify the type of things that you can do with them. And later I'm going to install a few plugins and I'm going to show to you how you can do that. Anyway, let's just take a look and see how the website looks at the moment. So I'm going over here to prositutorials.club. I'm going to close these windows because I no longer need them. So this is how my website looks at the moment. Okay, nothing special. This is the design that I have. This is what we call a theme. It's the design that you are using and that you can easily change using WordPress. So I'm going to start changing this. So I'm going back to my backend. You can see that you have a sidebar with a lot of different sections. I'm going to go through them throughout this video. I'm going to explain most of the sections that you can find here, but I always recommend for later on for you to just take some time, just go throughout the sections and just see more in detail the several things that you can find in your backend. The more you use WordPress and this backend, the more you get used to the several options that you find there. Anyway, the first thing I always do is I go to settings and I go to general. Here you can choose the site name that you want. Okay, I'm just going to leave pro site tutorials, nothing special here. The tagline is exactly this line that appears right below my title. In this case, I'm just going to delete it because I don't like to have a tagline here. Actually, it doesn't matter later on. I'm actually going to add a logo to my website. Anyway, in WordPress address, you may want to change this. For example, if you want to have the 3 W's, you may want to do that. Just add www.prositetutorials.club and just make sure that you copy and paste it right below and have both looking the same. In my case, I don't like to use this, but this is something that you may want to do. I just like to keep this simple because it's easier for my visitors to remember the name of my website just this way. Okay, email address. I'm going just to keep this one. This is the one that I used to install WordPress. And below you can pretty much change this information if you want. The date format that you are using at the moment, the time format, nothing special here. But you may want to check this and change it. It's very straightforward. Once you are done, you just press Save Changes. So that's the first thing I always do. The other thing is go to permalinks. So permalinks, if you don't know what is permalinks, you want to go, in this case, to the custom section structure. So I'm going to show to you what is the permalink. So I'm going to this is basically the post that comes with my installation. And this is the permalink for my post. You can see that it's pretty confusing at the moment. So I have prositetutorials.club, that's my domain name. Then I have over here a small bar, and this is the extension that I have for this post. And I like to keep this more simple and also more search engine friendly. So what I do is, you can see that I have all of these things. You can see that this is the year. You can see that appears also in the extension and so on. I just like to delete this spacing and just leave the post name. Okay, so this will basically grab in this case it would be just this hello friendly, and it will look more simple, and it's also better for the search engines, which is a whole new topic. So I'm just going to leave, in this case, this bar percentage, post name percentage, and this bar just like this, and just save changes. Okay, so those are the two things I immediately do. The other thing is I go to plugins. And I just click on plugins, and you can see all of the plugins I have at the moment installed on my website. And I just delete the ones that I don't want to use because, well, they're useless. I don't need them. For example, this one is useless. And you can read more in detail if you actually want to keep them. In my case, I don't want to keep them. I'm just going to delete them. But these ones are already deactivated. As you can see, the ones that are appearing bold are the ones that are yet activated, such as Mojo Marketplace, Opt-in Monster, WP Forms. I'm going to first deactivate these ones and also this one because I don't want to use them. So I just select the ones I want to deactivate, go over here and press deactivate. Aschemat is actually a pretty good plugin because this allows you to block comment spam, especially when you have a new website, and if you have the comment section open, sooner or later you'll start receiving a lot of spam of people promoting all stuff that you certainly don't want to appear inside of your website, such as stuff that is not that good. So you may want to check more about Aschemat. This is a pretty good plugin. I recommend for you to use this plugin. So I'm just going to select all of these different plugins. Jetpack is also a pretty good plugin, but I'm not going to use this one. And just delete it, just like this. I'm just going to leave a schematic in this case because it's a plugin that I really recommend for you to use it. Okay, I just delete all of this little plugins that I don't need and just leave this one. Just has more as a reminder, so you actually use this plugin. I really recommend. So now I'm going to choose a different design for my website. So I go to Appearance and I choose Themes. So in this page you can see the themes that I already have installed on my website. I have 3 different themes. The one that is currently active, and you can see that because you can see that this section is appearing black on compared to this one's. This means that this is the theme, or in this case the design that is active on my website, which is this one, and it's called 2017. The great thing about WordPress is how easily you can change the whole look of your website and at the same time keep your content. So if later on you have several posts on your website, you can still change to a new theme without losing all of the information that you already have. You can see that if I want to choose another design, these are the ones that I have at the moment available, because you can always install new ones, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. You just press activate, but you can also do a live preview if you want to get a better idea of how your website will look like once you had this theme activated. So that's how it will look like, nothing special. And it's important to remember that this thumbnails, I mean, you might see this thumbnails with the great design with a lot of images, and once you activate that theme, it doesn't look similar, because that means that you need to add content so you can get something that resembles to what you see in this thumbnail. Anyway, you can press activate, and once you do, and I refresh my website, and in this case I'm going to my home page, you can see that now I have a different look on my website. So when it comes to themes, you have 3 different themes for WordPress. You have free themes. Basically, that means that you don't need to pay anything. You have a complete theme with all of the necessary options. Now, the problem about free themes is commonly they are used by thousands and thousands of webmasters. So I mean, if you have a business, and you want to promote products and so on, sometimes that's not ideal because you want to have a different look for your website. And if you are choosing a free theme, then that means that you already have thousands and thousands of websites out there looking similar to yours. Then you have the freemium themes. These are themes that basically come with some free options, but if you want to get all of the extra options, you need to pay for a premium version. Then you have the premium version, which basically you need to pay so you can use those themes. Now, if you want to use a premium version of a theme because you want to have a website that looks more unique, then I recommend for you to check Template Monster, because Template Monster has plenty of decent looking themes that you can get for a decent pricing. And you actually have a link on the description from this video, so you can click on it and go to Template Monster and check their themes. You want to get responsive themes. This means these are themes that will adjust to either mobile screens or any kind of smaller screen devices. This website designs will automatically adjust to that type of screens. And you can choose a category over here of the themes that you want to use. Let's try this one, design and photography, and see what we have here. They have a lot of different type of themes. At the moment, for some reason, their thumbnails are not appearing, but I can click on it and get a better idea of how they look like. So here you have an idea. So I recommend for you to actually go to this website if you want to get a premium theme. Now in this video I'm going to install a free theme for my website because I want to make this video available for anyone that wants to build a website and not just for someone trying to build a premium website. For some reason their website is lagging a bit. So I'm going to add new, and you have several sections here. You can go for the featured ones. These are the featured themes from, in this case, from WordPress.org, which means these themes, most of them are free, but some of them are also freemium. Then you have the most popular ones. These are the ones that are being used by most people. And you can go to the latest ones. These are the ones that were released recently. And you can also basically go and feature and basically make a search based on the preferences that you have for a theme. In this case, the theme that I'm going to use is Hestia. It's this theme. Now, when it comes to themes, you have a lot of different themes. Okay, you have themes that are good for example, for a photography website. You have themes that are more proper for business websites, for blogs. You have all types of different themes. You don't need to exactly use this one over here called Hestia. The reason I like to use the Hestia is because first, it's a really well designed theme. It looks very slick. And the other reason is because it's very versatile. You can use the theme for nearly everything that you want, including blogs or photography website. This theme is pretty good for basically everything that you want. You can always do a preview of the design before you install it, so you can get a better idea of how it will look like once you install it on your website. This is also a pretty good theme called Sydney. And it's important to notice that each theme has different customization options. So just because I install Hestia, if you decide to install another theme, the customizing options for that theme may look a bit different. So you have plenty of different themes over here. This one also looks pretty good. I actually like this theme a lot. Once you can see that once I do a preview, it doesn't look like the thumbnail because I most likely will need to add in this case, a header image so I can get something similar. This is probably a good theme for in this case for a photography website or something like that. So actually I'm going over here to Hestia. This is the theme that I'm going to install. I can do a preview if I want. I'm just going to install it. And it's pretty simple. You just press the install button and just in a few seconds you have the theme installed on your website. Now you just need to press activate so you can start using it. And now you can see that over here in this page, I no longer have I have these three themes that I already have, but now I have a new one. And now what I need to do is I need to start customizing this theme so I can get something that looks great. So for you to customize this theme, you can choose this link on the sidebar which says customize, or you can also click on this button that appears right below. Once again, I must tell you that I already said this, but the customizing options for each theme may look a bit different, but by watching the rest of this video, and if you decided to choose another theme, you may get a few ideas of how you can better use WordPress. So I'm just going to click on this option so I can start customizing this theme. So this is how the theme already looks like, and you can see that it looks pretty impressive just as it is. And you have this sidebar which allows you to customize this design the way that you want. And the front page that we have at the moment is ideal if you want to basically build a more business oriented front page where you probably promote a few products that you have, and even probably an email list where people can subscribe and so on. Now if you want to build a more blog oriented front page, I'm going to later on show to you how you can do that, so don't worry. Anyway, you can see that I'm going through all of these sections so you can get a good idea of how you can use them. So actually they immediately recommend for me to install this plugin. actually full advantage of option. Actually, the plugin that I'm going to install it on is this one called Contact, for me to be able to create a contact form over here, which is called Pirate Form plugin. This is the plugin that they recommend for me to install. And the first thing that you want to do is go to Set Identity, and here you can choose to add a logo. So at the moment I have this, but if I want to add a custom logo, I can add it over here. So for this, you need to either create a logo for your website, or you can also go to a website called Fiverr.com and basically hire someone to create a logo for you. So you go to this website and you can hire someone to make a logo for you for basically $5. So you go to the search box and you write logo, you search, and you can find in this listing, actually I don't want to log in at the moment, but you can find in this listing someone that can make a logo for you for $5. Of course, you probably don't want to pay this guy 1,000 and something in dollars for him to do a logo, but you have cheaper people over here offering their services. Actually, if you scroll down a bit, you probably will find someone. For example, this guy, it's about $5 that you need to pay this guy. I will design a unique and professional logo within 48 hours. So you can hire someone in Fiverr to make a logo the way that you want for your website. Or another case, you can use a software like GIMP. Okay, this is a software, and once again, you have the link on the description from this video to GIMP. This is a free software. It's similar to Photoshop. I'm not very experienced with GIMP. I usually use Photoshop, but I mean, I wanted to, if you are starting out and you don't want to immediately get Photoshop because you need to pay so you can use Photoshop, then you can use GIMP. So this is an alternative for you to use. You can use this software for you to make your logos, for you to edit the images that you need for your website. GIMP is pretty similar to Photoshop, but I find Photoshop far more robust. It's easier for you to find the options that you need and so on, but still you can use GIMP for basically the same purpose. Anyway, for you to do a logo, you go, and I'm not going much in detail in how you can use this software because this is just a tutorial showing you how you can do a website, but you go and install GIMP. I recommend for you to probably pause this video for a few minutes and just install GIMP before you continue. And you just create it over here. You go to Files, you press New, and over here I'm just going to have some random sizes. I'm not sure if this will look good on my website because this is pretty random over here, but let's add width 4,800 pixels and height 200 pixels and press OK. And you can see that I have over here this blank spacing. If for some reason you don't have this windows appearing because you need the layers window appearing, you go over here to Windows, you go to dockable dialogues, and you select, let me see, you select this first option that says layers, and this window will pop out. The same thing for brushes you have over here below, and this window will appear because once you install GIMP, I think these two windows don't immediately appear. So this is the first layer that I have. This is the background, and I'm just going to do something very, very simple. I'm not going to do anything special here. I'm just going to add a new layer. This is the one that will appear on top. Doesn't have anything. I'm just going to write something here. Let's say you want to choose the font that you want for this. Let's try let's see what I have here. I'm just going to choose Arial. It's pretty simple. I'm going to make this bold. So I'm just going to select this first option, and I'm going to write what I want here. So let's say I want Pro Site Tutorials, and I want to make this over here another color. So I'm just going to select Pro and just go over here, select another color for this. Okay, just like this, and I'm going to select another color here. Let's make it some kind of blue, just like this, and just see how it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to increase the sizing a bit. This is nothing really special. It's just a very basic. It's just so you can get an idea of how you can create a logo. Nothing really special here. And actually I'm going to put over here, so I'm going to click on the side. This is so I can add a guideline exactly in the center, so I can center my, over here, in this case, my test. Actually, sometimes I have a bit trouble selecting exactly what I want here. So I can position this exactly in the center, just like this. And I'm going to delete all of these layers below. I'm just going to leave the test because I want to leave this blank. I don't want to have any color to the background. So this is a very simple logo. You may want to add a few extra things. This is very simple. You might even go to Google, and let's go over here to Google. You write icon, and you might want to go to the image section over here, and you might even add a few icons over here. You might want to add this to your image and make a logo look a bit different. So this is just a few ideas of what you can do here. Let's go once again. Once you have this done, you want to go to the file and you want to press export as. You always want to press export as. And you want to save it as a PNG file, and I'm going to call this logo. And I'm going to the file where I want to save this. It's this one. And I'm going to save this as logo. And to press export, I don't want to save background color. I want to keep it transparent, and I'm just going to press export, just like this. Okay, so now I'm going back to my, over here to the customizing options of my website. I'm going to logo. I'm going to select logo, and I'm going to upload files. I sometimes do this really quickly, just have it. And I go over here to logo, and I select the one that I did, which is this one. If I'm not wrong, let me check. Actually, it's not this one, it's this one, logo. And it just takes a few seconds for me to upload this, and once it's done, I have logo over here, and I just press select. Just select over here in this next window the area that I want to basically crop. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it like this. Press the crop image, so just this area that is actually selected will appear, and just going to press cropping, and you can see that now I have a logo. This is how you can easily do a logo. You can either go to Fiverr, or you can use GIMP. And of course you want to spend a bit more time doing your logo so you can get something that looks a bit more impressive. Now the other thing that you want to add is a fav icon. This is the small icon that appears on the side. Just like here, you can see that appears on the top section. I always recommend for you to add one. So once again, you can go to Google, search for icon. You can select one over here. Let me see which one I want. Let me check over here. I don't recommend for you to use the icons from Facebook and so on, because I mean that probably has copyrights. I don't recommend for you to do that. You want to check something that, use something that doesn't have any kind of copyright, so you don't run into any kind of problems. I'm going to use this one over here. Go to view image and save this to my computer, just like this. And now I'm going back to GIMP. Okay, so for you to do the fav icon, you need to have an image with the right sizes. So I go over here to site icon, and it tells me to add an image with 512 pixels wide and also tall. So that's exactly the sizes that I need. I'm going to open a new file with the image that I just got previously from Google, which is this one with all of the small icons. And actually you can see that this image here already doesn't have any kind of background. It's already transparent, and that's how I want my icon to be. I want to have an icon with a transparent background. So the only icon that I want from this image is this one, the play button. So I need to select this area and delete all of the other ones appearing here. So I go to my toolbox and I select the rectangle option, which allows me to select the area that I want. So I have this option selected. I go over here and I try my best to select just this area exactly where I have my play button. And now I go to image, and inside of the image options, I want to crop to selection. Make sure that you choose the right option. This is inside of the image tab, crop to selection. And you can see that it deletes all of the rest, and it just keeps the selected area that I want appearing. Now I need to scale this up a bit because I need to have 512 pixels width and also height. So I go once again to image, and I go to scale image. So image, scale image. And you can see that the sizes are way too small. So I need to increase this a bit. So I'm going to increase it to 512 pixels width. And also you can see that it's increasing at the moment in proportion. But I don't mind to have this a bit stretched. It won't be noticeable. So I'm just going to lock this option, this small chain that you can see, so it won't increase in proportion. And I'm just going to adjust the sizing to width, to the same width and also height. And I'm just going to press scale up. And you can see that now I have my small icon done. And I'm just going to save this, actually export this, so I can upload it to my website. So I'm going over here to my website, and I'm going to save this. Actually, I need to save this in the right file, so I'm going to save this over here. Has a 5 icon. Actually, I already have over here, so I'm going to put another name. Let's call it Favicon 1, just like this, and just export it. And just keep this options and press export. And now I have a small favicon that I can upload over here, and so I can have that small icon already appearing, which is this one. Really that simple. So you can do a favicon. Okay, that is done. So I'm just going to save and publish. And I already have a small favicon appearing on the top section of my website. So once I go over here, you can see that now I have a small favicon. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some images in the next sections. Let's see. So this is done, set identity. This is how you can change this. You can also have a tagline. But in this case, I already have an image, has my logo, so I cannot do that. Now let's go to appearance settings, general settings. This allows you to change the layout of your website. You can see that at the moment it's boxed, but if you want to basically stretch to the full screen your website, I actually like to keep it not boxed, so I'm just going to use this option. You can also choose how you want your blog section. If you want to add a sidebar to your blog section is exactly this one. Once I go to the blog section of my website, I have a sidebar. I can choose if I want to put this sidebar to the left side, to the right side, or even if I don't want to have any kind of sidebar appearing, So you need to choose the one that you want, and this is how you want your sidebar appearing on your page. So I'm just going to select this case the sidebar appearing on the right side of my pages, and also the blog section. And I'm going to enable sharing icons because I want people to share my content throughout social media networks. I'm just going to save and publish. I have the tendency of always, once I do a change, to just save and publish the things I already did. Now let's go to typography. In this section, you can choose the font family that you are using on inside of your website. You can see for heading at the moment I have default, but once I select this section, I can choose different types of font families for my website. I like to use Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. This means that if someone goes to your website and for some reason they don't have Arial installed on their computer, but instead have Helvetica, which is another font family, they will see your website with that font family. So that's why you can see 3 different font families appearing here. So this one, I want to use Arial in this case because it's a clean looking font, as you may see. This is for my heading, which is basically the titles for my website. And also body font family, I want to change this also to the same font, just like this. You can see that it already changed. So this is the font that will also appear inside of the content of your posts. So once I go to my posts, this is the font that will appear inside of this content. Okay, so that is done. Now I want to choose the sizing for my font. At the moment it's at 14 pixels, but I like to increase this a bit to 16 pixels to make it easier for everyone to read. Always remember that some people may have a bit trouble with their vision. They don't see so well, so they may have some trouble reading your content. So it's always a good idea to have it a bit bigger than you probably would normally have, because sometimes I go to a few websites and their content is in a sizing that is way too small, and it's a bit hard for someone to read the content. So between 16 pixels to 17 pixels is a good sizing. I'm going to save and publish this, and I'm going to the other section. So I'm going back here. This is to add a background image, nothing special, and I'm not going to do this because I don't need to add a background image in this case. But I'm going to the front page section, which allows me to change several different sections appearing on my front page, such as the images appearing here and so on. So let's go to big title section. So this is the top section of your website, basically the header section of your website. And I'm going to change this image, the background image here, because I don't want this one. So I'm just going to remove it. Now for you to get images for your website, a website that I recommend for you to go is called pixabay.com. And once again, you have the link on the description from this video. This website, you can find a lot of different images with no copyrights, and they have excellent quality, as you may see. So you may search whatever you want here, let's say money, and you get related images. Once you find the image that you want, click on it, go to free download. I like to grab it with the biggest sizing that I can find there. But in this case, you need to log in with you can log in with your Facebook profile and just grab this image and use freely on your website. In my case, I already have the images that I want because I wanted to spare a bit of time over here in this video. So I'm just going to grab the one that I have. I'm going to upload it from my computer, and it's exactly this one with the Ferrari, because this is a money website and this gives an idea of money. You can see that it changes the background image here, and I'm going to change the title here, which is this title. So you don't exactly need to have this. If you want, you can actually remove this section later on if you don't want to use it. But this is a great section for you to promote probably a product, a service, or even an email a way for people to subscribe to your email newsletter. So I'm going to put over here a title. Let's say start making something with money, $10,000 in the next 60 days. Just like this. So I have this really enticing title, and now I'm going to put below some text, just giving a brief explanation about what this person may get. Get your free, let's say, free report. Showing everything that you need to know about affiliate marketing. Something like this. So the idea is the person reads this title, they get intrigued, they read the subtitle basically, and then they click this button and they opt into my email newsletter or something like that and get the free report. So I'm going to change the text inside of this button and just put get my free report. Just like this. And now you need to add the URL to the page that this person will go later on. So for you to create this page, you just go back to your dashboard. So I'm going back to my dashboard here. And I'm going to create a new page. So you go over here to pages. You have actually posts and pages, which it's a bit different, and later on I'm going to explain this in more detail, but in this case I'm just going to create a page for this, and this would be this can be anything. It can be an email newsletter, it can be a product, or whatever you want. Okay, so I would actually get a service which allowed me to add over here a opt-in box. Once someone clicked on that button, it would be taken to this page and be able to subscribe to my email newsletter. So this is just an idea. I'm not going much in detail here because you can actually, I'm just going to grab this URL, copy it, and just paste it here. So when someone clicks on that button, they're taken to that page, which I already publish it, that I just created. And once again, you can change the alignment of how you want your text appearing over here, just like this, and save and publish. Now let's just take a small look and see how it looks like. Yeah, I just need to change the color for this button because pink just doesn't look that well here. So I'm going to change that later. But you can see that it looks pretty impressive. And once I go down, you can see that it looks pretty impressive. So that looks pretty good. I actually like this theme a lot. So I have this done, and I'm going back, and I'm going to the about section. So the about section is this one right below. Once again, if you don't want to display this area, you can disable this section and it will immediately disappear, as you may see. So immediately disappears. This doesn't exactly need to be about you or about your company. Once again, you can promote products here. It can be anything that you really want. You can promote products, services, other things just right below. Or it can even, as it explains, about me over here, so people can get an idea of who is behind this website. And I certainly would put over here a photo of myself. Let's say my name is Jordan. Okay, you could put some conversation over here, blah blah blah, and it's done. Or you can promote other things if you want. So you can see that it changed over here. I would put a small photo over here, and for you to add a photo, it's pretty simple. You click on the area where you want to add your photo, you go to add media, and basically you upload it from your computer. But in my case, I don't have a photo over here in this computer, so I'm not going to do that. But you get the idea. And I'm just going back, and I'm going to the subscribe area, which at the moment is disabled. This is a feature that they have, which at the moment is disabled, which allows people to subscribe to your newsletter if they want. I'm just going to disable this option. I'm not going to use it, but it might be something that you want to check out. This is the blog section. Okay, this is the blog section. And everything you can disable pretty much just by clicking on this option, as you may see. So this is each time that you write a post, it will appear in this section. And then you have the content section, which is really up to you if you want to add this section or not. It recommends me to install a specific plugin for me to use this section correctly. So I'm actually going to show you how you can install this plugin. It's pretty simple. You go back to your dashboard, and in this case you go to themes, but you could also go to the plugin section and try to search for that plugin. But the easiest way is simply go to your theme over here, you click on it, you go to about Hestia, you go to this file over here, and you have recommended actions, which are 2. And you can see that I have Pirate Forms, which recommends me to install this theme, this plugin I mean. So I'm just going to install and activate it on my website so I can start using it. So this is the simplest way, but you could also go to the plugins and search for the specific plugin. But this way is just a lot easier, and you don't need to do that. So once I refresh this, let's see if it actually will appear. I'm not certain if it will immediately appear or not. Okay, so now I have a contact form appearing, as you may see. That's how you can add a contact form, just by installing that plugin. You can actually use that plugin for other things. You can see that now, once I get to my backend, I have a new section called Pirate Forms, and you can add a contact form to a particular page if you want, which I'm going to show to you later on. But that's what you can do here. And in front page, that's basically all that you need to do. You can go to contact and change this image to another thing. Basically basically the same thing which I did previously. So I'm going to select here another image. Let's say this one, or coffee. Let's try this one and see how it looks like. Choose this image, and now I have a new image appearing as my background. Of course, you want to change this information here. Get in touch. You may want to add different information, so you need to go to the second tab to change this information. As you can see, once again, you have over here a text editor which allows you to change this information, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to save and publish and just refresh this page, and you can see that it looks pretty good. Actually, it looks pretty good. As you can see, it looks really good. So I'm going back, and that's pretty much all that you can do on your front page section. So now let's get to the header options. So here you may want to go to very top bar and disable this section. This allows you to add an extra menu bar appearing on the top section. I don't want to use this. You can see that allows me to add another menu. I'm not going to use this. Then navigation allows you to choose how you want to position your menu. Okay, you can put it on the center, onto the left side, and yeah, it's pretty simple, but I'm just going to keep it in the standard format. Then header image, this allows you to change the image that appears on your blog section, which is something that I'm going to change now. So I'm going to add a new image here. I'm going to select one from my computer. So this one, and I'm just going to add this one. And I'm going to select actually it's not allowing me to crop for some reason, but I'm just going to skip that and just save it this way. So once I go to my blog section, you can see that now I have an image. Actually probably would need to edit this image in GIMP so I could have a better looking image, because I cannot even see the face of this girl here. So you would need to edit this in GIMP so you can have the right sizes for this image. Okay, so this is what you can do here. Now you probably want to change the color for this button because it doesn't look that great. So you go to colors and you can change the background color, which at the moment you really don't need because it's not boxed and it's not showing the background, so it's not needed. But the accent color allows you to change this button color and the color of a few sections, including the links and also the sections here. And I'm going to choose, let's say, red for this, a bit darker, just like this. And I'm going to save and publish these changes. Then you have menus. This is something that I'm going to basically explain through inside of the back end of WordPress. I'm not going to use these options here. So when it comes to changing your front page, this is basically all that you need to do. It's that simple. You may want to disable a few sections here because you don't want them appearing, and you want probably your website appearing more just a simple blog and so on. So you might want to disable the sections. Now if you want a more business oriented website, this front page is ideal for you. Okay, so now let's do a few other changes to this. I'm going to add a custom menu. So for me to do that, I go to my back end and I go over here to the appearance section and to menus. In menus, it allows you to customize basically the menu that you have inside of your website, which is this one. And at the moment, I only have two options appearing here. Actually, I think the home page is actually working well. Sometimes it happens that when someone clicks on the home section, it doesn't work well, but in this case it is. And I'm going to add a few extra pages. I'm going to create a contact page, which allows people, to my new visitors or visitors, to basically contact me through email. Now, there's a difference between pages and posts. Posts you want to use for all of your content. This is how-to articles, advice that you want to share with your visitors about your niche. So it's all of the written articles that you want to add to your website. You always use posts for that. Now for all of the static content inside of your website, this can be, for example, sales pages, contact pages, privacy policy pages. These are the important pages that you want to keep inside of your website, but it's content that you basically don't want to change. It's just static. It's just static content that you want your visitors to easily find. Then you always use pages for that. In this case, I'm going to add a new page for this, which is my contact page. So I'm going to pages, add new, and I'm going to call this contact. Now, I previously installed a plugin that allowed me to create that contact page in my front page. But for some reason, if you don't want the contact page appearing here, and instead you want to have it appearing on your menu section, then this is how you can do this. You go and you create the contact page, and you go to the tab where you can see this pirate form tab. You go to settings. I'm going to open this in a new tab. And these are the options that this plugin has. Allows you to configure quite a few options. You have basically this shortcode which you need just to copy and paste it to your page, which I'm going to show to you just in a few seconds. But you can also go to the other tabs and change these options, such as where you want to receive your notifications. You can change the email where you want to receive the messages from your visitors. So I recommend for you to check this. You can also add other fields or even delete a few fields that will appear inside of your contact form. In this case, I'm just going to leave all of these fields, field labels, and I recommend for you to check this. These are the several messages that you will appear for your visitors when they actually have the information on your contact form. So how to use, you go to how to use, you just copy this shortcode over here, just copy it, go to the page that you're about to create, and just paste, in this case in the test section, because you have this visual section and also the text section where you can add coding to this page. And you just add this shortcode here and you publish it. Okay, now I can do a preview. Over here I can do a preview, and you can see that this is how my contact form looks like. It allows people to send a message to me where people can contact me pretty simply by using this page. In this case, what I'm going to do is I don't want to have this sidebar appearing in this section, so I'm going to delete that. You can see that once I go to page attributes, I have template. This allows me to change the template that I have for this specific page. And in this case, I want a full width template. This means that it doesn't have a sidebar appearing because it doesn't make sense when it comes to the contact page. I'm going to refresh this. Actually, it's not appearing, but I probably need to update this and it will change this. As you can see, now I don't have the sidebar section appearing, and it allows me to use these fields to contact me. Okay, now what you need to do is you go to your menus and you just refresh this page, and you can see that now in most recent I have a new page, in this case appearing here, and I'm just going to add this to my menu. Actually, I'm going to delete this tabs over here, which I no longer need, and I'm just going to add this to my menu. And you can see that I can move things around. So if I want to, for example, this is basically the order of how these links are appearing in my menu. I have home, blog, but for example, if I wanted to have the contact link appearing in the middle, then I would just pass it to the middle over here, and you can basically move things around just like this, pretty easy. And you can see menu settings. In this case, it's display on the primary menu, which is the location that this menu is appearing inside of my website, which is this area. But if I want, in this case, I already have over here one in the, actually this is one that is being automatically generated, if I think. So I might want to add this to my footer section, which is this one right below. I just select this box here, save menu, refresh my website, and it immediately changes. You can see that now I have a new menu appearing on the bottom. Or you can even just do a specific menu for your footer section, which is, as I said, this section appearing below. You can go back here and create a new menu just for your footer section, where you can have, for example, your privacy policy page and so on, because over here, because you don't want this appearing in the over here in your main menu, your privacy policy page. So you would have a new page, let's say, create over here a new page called privacy policy. And actually we have plugins to do this, and I have a video for that, and I'm going to link that video on the I'm going to link that video on the description from this video here, which is another video that I have. So I'm going to refresh this so I can put this series here, and I'm just going to move this home section to the over here to the top, and I'm going to check, in this case, footer menu. Just save this footer menu here. I'm going to refresh my website, and you can see that now I have over here the privacy policy page, and it looks pretty good. Okay, so that's how you can use the menu section. Now for you to add a post and add a post with an image and so on, you go to the post section and you add new. So the post editor is pretty similar to any kind of text editor that you probably have already used, such as Microsoft Word and so on. The options are pretty similar. So the first thing that you want to do is just add a title to your post. Let's say how to make $300 while you drink your coffee. You drink your coffee. You would add over here some content, just some content over here, just to fill the spacing. And the text editor is pretty similar to any editor that you probably have used. You can make things bold by selecting the area that you want to make bold. Italic, you can add bulletin points by using this option. Each time you press enter, you have a new bulletin point. Number lists, also put things inside of quotations. You can align things to the left side just by selecting the area that you want to the middle, just like this. Underline, also you have underline somewhere, which I'm not seeing at the moment. But you can also change the color of your text. So it's just like this. It's pretty simple. For you to create a link, probably a bit more complicated. But if you want to transform something into a link, just select this area and you click on insert, this small chain, and you put over here the URL that you want. Let's say to google.com, and you make this a link just like this. So once I go to preview, this is how my post looks like. Once I click this link here, it takes me to Google, because that's the link that I created. You can also add images just by going to add media. You can add an image that you already have. Once again, you can upload it from your computer. Let's say this one, and just insert into post. Once this has uploaded, just like this, and I'm going to actually put this to the right side, because sometimes if you don't put this to the right side, it will do exactly what you saw previously, just like this. And if you want to add a feature image appearing over here, because this is the block section of my website, if I want the image appearing on the side, I need to go to set feature image, and I need to select or upload from my computer the image that I want to use for my featured image section. Let's use this one once again. Then you can create new categories. Actually, you can create categories using this option, or you can also go to the posts, and under this section you have a category section. And basically, categories is a way for you to organize your content through topics. So if you want to have several topics, let's say that this post is related to affiliate marketing, that's one category. Then I have another post related to self-publishing, that's another category. And that's a way for me to organize more easily the content inside of my website, and also for people who visit my website to more easily find the content that they want about a specific topic. So let's say that this is about affiliate marketing. That's my new category here, and add new category. Okay, I'm going to publish it, and I'm going to refresh this page. And you can see that I have a new post appearing over here, and this is the category. And if I add several posts related to affiliate marketing, if someone clicked on this category, they would be taken to the category page of affiliate marketing, and they would be able to see all of the posts belonging to the same category. But in this case, I just have one post. That's the reason why you can only see one post. It's an easier way for people to find the content about a specific topic that they want. And I'm going to home, and you can see that now in the post section, this is how it appears. And actually I have this category, this post appearing here. That's what I'm just going to leave this way. Now I'm going to all the posts that I have on my website. I'm going to delete this one because I don't need this post appearing. So you actually don't need to check it. You can go over here. Once you over it, you can see a few new options. You can go to quick edit if you want to, for example, to quickly edit the title of this post, and also the URL extension, or change the category to something else. I have a few extra options here, but in this case I'm just going to trash this post because I don't want to have this post any longer. Okay, so that is how you can add posts to your website. Now, for you to change the widgets section of your website, which is basically once I go to the blog section, you can see that I have this section, which is my sidebar, and these are widgets. You can see that I only have this widgets. So I need to go to the back end of my website. I go to appearance, and under appearance I select widgets. In the widgets section, you can add whatever you want to your sidebar. You can see that these are the widgets that I have at the moment. The meta, archives, categories, which are exactly these ones that you can see on the sidebar area of my website. Actually, this theme comes with a lot of different areas which you might want to test around, such as the footer one, which is this section right here below. So you might want to check this out and try out different areas, see if you want to have widgets over there. In my case, I'm going to delete a few of them because I don't need them, such as meta, archives. I'm going to show you how you can actually do that. So you choose the widget that you want to delete, which is this one, in this case meta. You select the small arrow, you click on it, and you press delete. Or if you want to delete, for example, archives, you can simply drag it out from this area, and you can see that it removes it. Now, when it comes to the widgets, it really depends a lot on the theme that you have installed, because some themes come with specific widgets that you can add to your sidebar area or other locations of your website. Or also depends on the plugins that you install later on, because you have plugins that allow you to add a widget section where people can, for example, share your website inside of Facebook, Twitter, and so on. So you also have plugins that give you specific widgets. So for you to add a new widget to this, in this case to the sidebar section, you choose the one that you want, let's say calendar, and you simply click on it and drag and drop, just like this, pretty simple. And you can even have or add a title to this widget. Let's say calendar. Press save. Let's refresh over here. And you can see that now I have this widget, which is a calendar, and it allows people to basically use the calendar if they want, or if they want to, can use the search box to find the content inside of my website. Okay, so this is about widgets. The other part that I want to talk about is plugins. So you go to plugins, and for you to add new plugins, you select the plugin section. You can immediately click on add new instead of going over here, and you can see featured plugins, all of these different plugins. As I said, plugins allows you to do a lot of different things with your website. It even allows you to transform your website into a form if you want to add a form to your website. It allows you to do a lot of different things. You already have a schema at this point, so you don't need to use this, activate this or install this plugin. You already have it. And I recommend for you to use this plugin, as I already said. You can go to popular ones and see what they have here. Contact Form 7 is one that allows you to do a contact form, but you also already have one, so you don't need this plugin for that. Yoast SEO allows you to optimize your website for the search engines. It's highly recommended for you to use this plugin. Once again, I have a video where I talk more exactly how you can use this plugin, and you can go to the description from my video and click and watch this video where I talk about Yoast SEO. It allows you to optimize your website for the search engine so you can start receiving traffic from Google, Yahoo, and all of those search engines out there. This plugin allows you to do a e-commerce website if you want. You have all types of different plugins here. So you have plenty of different plugins. You can even search for a specific plugin if you want using this option. Okay, this is all for this video where I explain how you can make an impressive looking website using this theme called Hestia. I highly recommend this theme. I enjoy it a lot. You can build easily a business-oriented website, or even just a blog, or even for a photography website. This is a pretty good theme for that. Okay, so that is all for this video. If you have any question related to this video, just leave on the comment section right below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive my weekly video updates where I talk about WordPress, internet marketing, and a lot more. So stay there, stay tuned with pro tutorials, and bye!